Hey there, says we've got low network connection. So I'm not sure if we're live or not. Maybe or may not be able to hear me talking. So let's say record video. Let's go live. Hey, Sharon Horne-Ellstrom here, but you can call me Pajama Grandma. In case we haven't met yet, go ahead and put hashtag pajama in the comments below. Today, I want to talk about measurement, and what we measure matters. And this is totally not going to be about what you think it is, because I want to talk about what and how we can measure what really matters most. I'm not talking key performance indicators. If you've been in business any amount of time, like me, I'm old, you know all about key performance indicators. Picking numbers and looking at things that tell you what direction your business is going. I'm not talking about that today, because we know about key performance indicators. We know we need to pay attention to our sales. We know we need to pay attention to, are we contacting new people? How are we contacting new people? How is what we're doing working? And all of those business related things. Those are important, but guess what? They're not the most important thing that we need to measure and pay attention to with respect to growing and supersizing our business. And so I create for myself these little cards and grids, and I want to share with you what I do and what I look at and what I measure and how I measure it, because I think that this is what is the secret ingredient. This is what makes the difference in whether your business is growing and supersizing and moving in the direction you want it to or not. So what do I measure? What do I look at? Well, I look at the key 3 areas of my life or anybody's life: health, wealth, and relationships. And I break those down a little further to, for example, health is physical, mental, emotional, and spiritual. All of those components are part of health. Then I look at financial, and in financial is everything. It's my income, it's my job, it's my career, it's all of those things. Anything that has anything to do with financial aspects of my life go into the financial category. And then finally, under the category of relationships, I look at relationships and contribution. And to me, contribution is, what am I doing? What am I putting out in the world? And what kind of an impact am I having? And then for each of those categories, I have 7 different categories. I call them the big 7: physical, mental, emotional, spiritual, financial, relationships, and contribution. And then across the top of my little grid, and I do this on an Excel spreadsheet, but I can't show you an Excel spreadsheet, so I went ahead and created it on a note card. I rate on a scale of 0 to 10, and it could be whatever you want. It might be 0 to 100. It might be 0 to 1,000. It could be 0 to 1,000,000. You get to make up whatever scale you want. I use 0 to 10 because I like to keep it simple. So from 0 to 10, I ask myself the first question, and I do this several times a year, and I'm thinking about experimenting with doing it daily, is having a little chart like this where I just fill it in daily and get my overall score, and I'll explain that in a minute. But what I look at is I ask myself, do I know what I want in this category? Physically, do I have a specific vision of what I want my physical health to be like? Do I have a vision of that? How much clarity and focus do I have around that? 0 to 10, if I've got it written down, if I've got a goal, it might be a 9 or 10. If it's a specific, clearly written, well-written goal, and it's got to be written down, then it gets to be a 9 or a 10. If it's not, if it's just something in my head, oh, I want to lose weight, that's like a 2, because that's not specific enough. I'm not clear on physically how I want my health to be. And then I do the same thing. I rate on 0 to 10. My mental health, do I have a goal for that? Do I have a vision of how I want to, my mental health, my thoughts and my learning and my continuous improvement to be? 0 to 10. My emotional health, how do I want to feel? Well, me, I want to feel love and joy pretty much all the time. So do I have a goal for that? If I have a goal for that, 0 to 10. Spiritually, what do I want to do and how do I want to impact my life spiritually? What do I want to learn about? What do I want to discover? How do I want to explore my spirituality? Financial, again, what do I want? Do I have a specific, focused, clear goal for what I want to achieve financially? Same thing with my relationships, and same thing with my contribution and impact. Then the next area that I look at and I rate on 0 to 10 is, how important is this to me? How important? Now, if I don't have a goal set, it's pretty hard to rate how important it is, but I might not, and because sometimes I don't have a spiritual goal set for myself. Okay, so then how important is that? Well, maybe it's from a priority standpoint, 0 to, on a scale of 0 to 10, maybe it's only a 2 right now, depending on what else is going on in my life. Maybe my financials a 9 and my spirituals a 2. It doesn't matter. Whatever it is, it is. It's just a gauge for me to measure and look at these things for my life. So then I'll ask myself, and I'll go through all of them again, 0 to 10. How important, how necessary is it that I work on this area of my life? And in different times of our life, different things are more or less important. When my kids were little, relationship and contribution was 9 and 10. It was really important. That was more important than work. That was more important than financial. That was more important than my health or my well-being. Then the next category is energy. How much energy do I have? How much energy do I feel right now when I'm filling out this form about that particular category of my life and my existence? Then the next one that is probably unique to me is my need for comfort. And I discussed this on a previous video, but I have a high need for physical comfort. So that gets a higher level. That's like a 7 or an 8 for me. Whereas my emotional comfort, yeah, that's about a 3. I don't necessarily have to be emotionally comfortable all the time. Financially comfortable, that's about a 9 or a 10. I want to be financially comfortable. And relationships, you know, that's about a 5 for me. That can go either way, which is sad, but that's where I am right now. Then the next category, the next column is time, the amount of time or percentage of time that I want to devote to this particular category. You can rate it on the scale of 0 to 10 if you want, but I usually will put a percentage of my overall time and existence that I'm going to devote to my physical well-being, my mental well-being, my emotional well-being, my contribution, my financial, you know, my relationships and contribution. If I don't pick an amount of time or a percentage of my time that I'm going to devote to those things and balance it out a little bit, it's not going to happen. If I put 0 for contribution, guess what? I'm not going to put any time or effort into contribution. And then I like to come up with an overall total rating or feeling. How do I feel about this particular area of my life? Right now, as I'm creating and measuring and grading everything, how do I feel like right now? Physically, geez, I'm on about a 5 today because yesterday was Christmas Day and I ate all kinds of crud and crap and deliciousness, don't get me wrong, that I normally don't consume. So today I feel kind of bleh. And I know that tomorrow I will have a totally different rating because I'll feel back to my energetic, healthy self. Mentally, I feel awesome. Emotionally, I feel awesome because I had a wonderful day with family and friends. But my physical health, my physical body, until I get moving and get some stuff going on, I'm going to feel a little blah. And I know that I need to go impact my energy to change that. This is just my little way of measuring the things that really matter. Remember, you are the biggest bottleneck, but you're also the biggest resource for your company, your business, and supersizing it. And that's why it's important to not only measure key performance indicators for your business, but to remember to balance, not balance, I don't believe in balance, but to measure and know where you are at any given time on each of these big 7 areas. That's it. Tomorrow we are going to start a 5-day challenge. I actually mapped out a 5-day challenge because it's almost the end of the year and I want to get you the framework to supersize your business going forward in 2019. That's it. Have a fantastic day. I will catch you tomorrow with the 5-day challenge. Bye.